G'day all, today we're going to have a look at a Royce 639 40 channel AM SSB radio from back in the day. Royce made these radios, I assume around the late 1970s, maybe early 1980s. I don't know how long they are around for supplying the CB market as such. I think by the early 1980s, the people had spoken as such, and Uniden had stolen the march. They'd seen off Cybernet and a few other types of different radios, Panasonic, Sharp, CPI, everything like that. A lot of those manufacturers could not keep up with the price point of the Uniden board and the sheer volume of what Uniden radios were made. They would have made millions over the journey, millions and millions of CB radios. So let's have a quick look at this guy here. The usual suspects: squelch, volume, SWR bridge, it's got a mic gain, RF gain, you know, the usual stuff. Bright dim switch on the LED channel selector, and also on the signal meter, which was really handy. But also an added feature was the mode light switch indicator. So at the moment we are in lower sideband, so if we flick it over to upper side, it goes green, and if we're in AM, it goes yellow. So I thought that was a really good feature of the radio. Obviously Royce had gone to the market as a point of difference. What made their radios stand out more than the Uniden radios? Why would you want to buy a Royce radio over a Uniden radio? Now, I've got 3 of these 639s. They're all fantastic radios. I've got a couple of the big base stations as well. Absolutely superb radios, great to listen to. They've got really good filters and everything like that. But as I said previously, Uniden had stolen the march on the market, and everyone was after the 148s, the Grants, you know, and then you went into the Washington series of base stations, and the myriad of other base stations were made with the Uniden board. So unfortunately for Royce, for Sharp, for Panasonic, CPI, they all fell by the wayside because they could not compete with the Uniden price point. And also the performance of the Uniden boards and radios were very good for what you paid for them. And even to this day, Uniden radios is still probably the #1 radios available in the market. We'll just have a quick look at the inside of one of these Royce 639s. Obviously, it's not a rocket science when it compares to the board itself. Fairly similar to the Uniden boards. They're a CB radio, so there's not much they could actually do that was different. Crystal filter. We've got a slight relay down here, which is rather interesting. Not too sure about the chip, what that is, or if it's an NEC or Toshiba or something like that. Bit of research and I could easily find that out. Nice heatsink on the back, which was really good. Really well laid out. The ICs have got a nice little heatsink here as well. But basically, a nice tidy radio. This radio, any of them have been touched at all. There's no extra channels, no golden screwdrivers. There's nothing clipped or anything like that. Just a good, honest radio. Probably could do with a bit of a tune-up, I suppose. All 3 radios are slightly off frequency. If we get this one here, then we have a look at AM. Yeah, it's off a bit. It's not off a lot. I can easily adjust that. I'll just get into the go on the internet and find out which adjusters I need to do to get it back onto frequency, but nothing to really worry about. So there you go. That's a quick look at the Royce 639. Beautiful radio, great to look at, and yeah, great performer, and another one to the collection. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Leave some comments down below. If anyone knows more about Royce radios, please just drop a comment. I'm always interested to hear or read people's comments about Royce radios, because I think they're not a much maligned radio as such, but they punched above their weight in regards to what they could do, and they're a joy to listen to. Easy on the ear and great audio. I've used this radio a couple of times, and people have said, "Oh, you're running some kind of ham radio," and I said, "No, I'm actually running a CB radio." So that's how good these radios can actually sound. Okay, thank you. Catch us on the next one. 73 is all.